Hello, my name is Miranda Abbott and I'm a chiropractic intern for Life University. And today I'd like to talk to you about your health. So my goals today are to find out where your health is right now. I want to explain a little bit about what chiropractic is, find out where you want your health to go, and see if chiropractic can help you get there. So if you were driving your car today and somebody asked you, "Where are you going?" what would you say? "I'm going to the grocery store, I'm going to the gym, I'm going to pick the kids up." You usually know where you're going when you get into your car. But what about this question? Where's your health going? It's not something we stop and think about on a daily basis, but it's probably the most important question we can ask ourselves today. Now, before we begin talking about health, we should define it. And the World Health Organization defines health as a state of physical, mental, and social well-being, not just the absence of disease. So when we're talking about health today, we're talking about how your body is functioning. Now, I find that most of us are on one of two paths. Either we make choices every day that are getting us closer to being as healthy as possible, that when we age, we're getting healthier, which is a crazy concept in our society, right? Or more often, I find that we fall into the category that we're kind of stuck. We're not sure what to do with our health, or we're not making conscious decisions every day to make it better. And sometimes we find that we're actually moving away from health. So if you find yourself stuck, what do? Well, let's say this is your car on the side of the road. It's broken down and you have absolutely no idea what's wrong with it. So you want to take it to somebody that does. So you're going to take it to a mechanic. And the mechanic's going to check your car and he's going to tell you, well, your check engine light's on. And now you want a solution, right? You want him to find what was wrong, which he did, and you want him to fix it. So he's going to give you some options. He's going to tell you your first option is, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go put a piece of tape over that check engine light. That way you won't think about it. Maybe the engine will run, but you don't have to look at it anymore. So that symptom your car was giving you, that sign that something was wrong, we'll just cover it up. But if you don't like that option, our second option would be to just cut the wire that goes to that check engine light. The light will go out on its own, we'll forget about it, and maybe the car will run, or maybe not. Well, now for a moment, let's say that that car is your body. And let's say that that check engine light is a symptom or a sign that your body's giving you that's saying something isn't right here. Now, you want to find out what was wrong with it, so that you can function and you can live as healthy as you possibly can be, right? So this is where you find the third option, and that is to find the real cause of what's wrong with the car so that you can fix it and it can run so well. And also you find the real cause of why your body's not functioning like it should, so that your body can work and function like it's meant to be, and so that you can be as healthy as possible. And this is where chiropractic comes in. Now, I know when I mention chiropractic, lots of things are going to come to your mind, things that you've thought of chiropractic before, right? Like what chiropractors do. Well, today I'm here to share with you the truth. So set those feelings aside, and hopefully today I can clear some things up and you can really understand what chiropractic is. So chiropractic is based on three different foundations. The first foundation is the philosophy, and that states what we believe. And in chiropractic, we believe that the body is a self-healing and self-regulating organism. That if you get a cut on your finger, it's going to heal. Or if you need to breathe, you'll take over 20,000 breaths today, and you don't have to think about any of those. Just like your heart beating. You don't have to think about that. It just happens, and it happens over 100,000 times a day. And our body's able to do this by something that we call innate intelligence. It's that inborn ability that regulates all these functions of our body, the trillions of functions that happen every single day. And you don't have to think about those. Now, the next two foundations are the science and the art. So let's talk about those. The science in chiropractic works with innate intelligence, working with the nervous system, with your brain, your spinal cord coming off your nervous system, and all the nerves that branch out to control every single part of your body. Without your nervous system, you would not be able to survive, to live, to function at all. So your nervous system is protected, and it's protected by something that we call your spine. Now, this is in your back. These are the little bones that you can feel, these bumps in your back. And all these stackable bones here we call vertebra. And those protect the very important spinal cord that flows through here. And off of your spinal cord, you have all these nerves that come off. And they go to your heart, and they go to your liver and your stomach. They go to your spleen, every organ in your body so that it can function properly. Now, sometimes these bones become misplaced. They get out of alignment. And we call that a subluxation. And it puts pressure on these very small nerves, and it causes interference to occur so that if this went to your heart wouldn't be able to function properly. So if 100% function, maybe it goes down to 90%, and maybe you don't even notice it. Because remember, signs and symptoms that your body gives you are one of the last things that happen. So these bones become misaligned. Think of it as a rock in the middle of the road, this huge boulder. But if you see this boulder, there's no way you're going to be able to get your car to the other side. Now, if you wait and somebody moves it, eventually you'll get there. But not in the time you wanted to, right? Well, the same thing with these misalignments, these subluxations as we call them. The messages aren't able to get there exactly when they need to get there, or sometimes the messages become distorted. And so that's how these subluxations are occurring, to protect ourselves from all these things so our nervous system can function properly. Now, how are subluxations formed exactly? Well, they're formed when our body is stressed. Now, those stressors can come from physical stresses, which may be poor posture, maybe getting into accidents, or maybe carrying too much weight on our bodies. It could be caused from chemical stressors, which think of those as things you put into your body. The air you breathe, the water you drink, or the foods that you eat, and sometimes the drugs that people choose to take. Or they could be caused by emotional stressors, which is one of the biggest ones that we forget about. These are things that occupy your time that aren't positive things, right? That meeting that you had at work that just keeps playing over and over again, or that fight you got in with your spouse or your significant other this morning. Things that just stress you out. All these things can overwhelm our nervous system, and we create these subluxations to try to protect ourselves from those things. So we know that subluxations don't help our bodies to function better, but how do we get rid of them? Well, we get rid of them by chiropractic. And chiropractic is the only profession that is trained to locate these subluxations with instruments or their hands, and then we use these tools to adjust the body, which is providing a specific force for an intended reason to one of those vertebrae, so that way your nerves can be free of misalignments and that irritation so they can function properly, so your heart gets the right signal it's supposed to get. Now, I want you to think back for a moment. We've talked about a lot today. We talked about where your health was at. We've talked about what chiropractic is, and it's not really that complicated, is it? Chiropractic is fairly simple when you can really understand what it is. But now I want you to think, where is your health? When we talked earlier. And now I want you to think of where your health could be. If anything were possible, where could your health be? And I want you to know today that your health is so important. It's important for us to realize our full potential with our health. And I don't want you to allow what other people may have shared with you to restrict you from where you could be with your health. I want you to know today that you're worth it. Your family's worth it. Your life is worth it. Whatever you want, we want for you. And so my final question is, what are your possibilities with chiropractic? Thank you.